In section 1.1, we're going to talk about whole numbers, and it's a lot about changing it from words to numbers and from numbers to words. So for instance, if you have 614, comma 873, comma 350. This is 614,873,350. So what you have to do is name the place. So this is the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s, the 100,000s, the millions, the 10 millions, and the 100 millions. Notice here that I have an S at the end of each one. You are going to have to put that when you do your homework. You also you have to make sure that you spell everything right. Make sure, and you say here, don't put 100,000s here. Just put 100,000s for the answer. All right. So then you can have some where you actually have to just write the word out, or the word number out. So say we have 43. This equals 40-3. Whenever you have something in the tens and the ones, you have to make sure to put the dash here. If you don't put the dash, it'll mark you wrong. Also on these, if you spell these wrong, it'll mark you wrong. So let's say that we have 1,372. Here we have to write 1,000. We have to put the comma, and we put 300. $70, and then with the dash 2. You don't say 372. It'll also mark you wrong for that. So be careful with something like those. Next, let's say that we have something like 345. And it says to round to the nearest 10. Okay, so the 10 spot is this second one here. And what we do there is we look at what number is right after that, which is a 5. If it's a 5 or higher, we round up. If it's from a 0 to a 4, we just drop the number and put a 0. So for here, because this is a 5, we round this to 350. If we had 344, round to the nearest 10, that would be 340, because the 4 is less than a 5. Next, let's say that we have some that have something like 4999, round to the nearest 10. Okay, so here, this 9 here is the 10 spot, so we look past it and it's a 9, so we have to round up. But because this is a 9, that means we're also going to round it up to a 10, and this will become a 10, and this will become a 5, so it's 5,000 when round to the nearest 10. Let's say we have 87452 to the nearest 1,000. So our 1,000 digit is the 7. We look one right past it and it's a 4. Now what we do is we only look at the one that's right after it. So here, this is a 4, so this just becomes 8, 7, and there are 3 zeros here. Now the common mistake here is that they would look at the 4 and then look past it and round each digit as it goes. You don't do that. The common mistake here that people would make is to change this, first round this to 87450, and then 87500, and then make 88,000. This is what you don't do. Only look at the one digit. Don't look past the first digit, past the one that you're rounding. Next, let's say that we have something like 1,099,798,369, and it says this is 1,099,798,369. That's going to say that this is between what numbers in the millions? Okay, so the millions here is where this 9 is. So what we're going to do first is, after that, just put everything at a 0. So 1,099,000,000. So this number is bigger than this one, but it's smaller than one less than that. So this 9 would round up to a 10, which would make this go up to a 10, which would make 1,100,000,000,000. This is how you're going to do these ones. They're not really that complicated. You just have to round. Basically what you're doing is rounding down to the lower million and up to the next million. So here, the lower one is 1,099 and the rest zeros, and then add 1 to this to make 1,100,000,000. The next type of question you're going to have are some number lines. So let's say we have here, and this one is at 1900, 2, 3, and this one is at 2000. So here we see that between 1900 and 2000 there is 100 numbers, and there's tick marks here 3 times. So each one of these, you count 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks. So this is 100 divided by 4 equals 25. So each of these tick marks is a 25. So to figure this out, figure ones like these out, just subtract the numbers, 2000 minus 1900, and then divide by how many tick marks there are. Do all of them that are in between and include the last one like this. So if we were to look at this number here, we would each of these tick marks is worth 25. So there's 2. So this is 1950. And that's how you'll do everything in 1.1.